from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Tuesday, December 21st. So today we do have the moon moving out of Cancer and moving into Leo. This is amazing when you take into consideration the huge shift that we're currently going through. Today is the solstice. It is the reset button. It is when we shift into Capricorn season. And having the moon switch out of Cancer energy and move into Leo energy is going to give us the boldness, the bravery, the courage that we need to initiate the foundation of energy that we are bringing into this next chapter. So there's 8 different aspects taking place here today. 7 of them involve the moon. The moon right out of the gate is harmonizing with Jupiter. And let me tell you, this is a beautiful energy to come into the solstice with. Why? Because we're envisioning more. We're envisioning a new dream, a better vision for ourselves. We're confident. We are just optimistic. We are technically just overwhelming ourselves with the possibilities of the future. But you know what? It is the best energy to be in when we are setting our sights on initiating the energy, the foundation for a brand new cycle. The moon goes ahead and bumps into Uranus. This is another beautiful aspect to start this day off because the Uranian energy comes from the higher realms. It downloads us with a new vision, a new energy to work with, a new perspective. We're having aha moments, especially where our emotions are concerned, our needs and desires are concerned, and we are hyping ourselves up to detach from the past. Of course, we're getting a reset button here today and anchoring into the new vibrational frequencies that are coming in from the cosmos that we need in order to get down and dirty, rolling our sleeves up, starting to build the new foundations that we are going to be building off of for the next cycle. Now, the moon goes ahead and opposes both Pluto and Venus. So here's the thing. Pluto, the god of the underworld, the great destroyer himself. Why? Because he destroys whatever it is that our ego has built that is not strong enough to house the new dreams that our spirit-led souls are now in alignment with. This is a great emotional transformation. This is where we're going to feel the reset button actually be triggered. And of course, Venus and Pluto are very connected at this time. Of course, Venus just went down into the underworld in her retrograde, dabbling in the darkness with Pluto to put a certain death to the old constructs of her value system, of her worth system, of her confidence and self-esteem issues that are, of course, are creating an impactful energy exchange on her relationships. This is going to be an aha moment, a shift. It's likely going to be pressurized in your chest. That is that heart chakra being activated. We are stripping away the ego to humble ourselves to our true source nature. As we get reset in this beautiful collective playing field, to start initiating and building stronger foundations of worth and value that we're now seeing within ourselves and that will pour over into our relationships. The sun moves into Capricorn, initiating Capricorn season. Now, let me tell you, the solstice and Capricorn season happen at the same time because the sun is at its midpoint. It stops. This is why we have the shortest day in the calendar. And with this kind of slowing down, this pause of the sun, our life force energy, you best believe that this is the situation that we talked about in our ascension forecast this week about feeling out of place, feeling like we don't know what to do, feeling like we don't know what's next. This Capricorn energy is an earth energy. It's very low, very slow, very serious, very somber. But there's a lot of magic to it too. Once we reflect enough to see where it is we have to cut the bullshit out, where it is that we have to focus our time, energy, attention into building new foundations, routines, and structures that are going to be more supportive of bringing our new visions, our new dreams to life. It is the manifestor energy. So again, we have to be very careful of what it is that we're allowing in our mental plane and in our heart space. Now, the moon, I'm going to tell you, we have this huge jolt with the solstice, with the sun moving into Capricorn season. And like I said, every single time that we take one step forward, those darker force energies want to take us a couple of steps back. The moon bumps into Jupiter and bumps into the sun in not the most pleasant of ways. This really is going to turn up the volume. We're going to go from this pause, this stillness, this silence, this confusing state of what's now, to jacked up, overwhelming thoughts and emotions, especially the inner energy that's really trying to find a stable footing for us to kind of attach to. This is going to feel like a very chaotic day for very good reason. But the moon bumping into Jupiter, this is an overwhelming energy coming into our emotional field through our thoughts, through our wants, needs, and desires. And then the moon bumping into the sun is an inner conflict because we feel the old part of ourselves dissolving. We feel the new part of ourselves taking over, and it's like an inner conflict between our soul and our ego on who wants to lead, who's going to win, who's going to be the one building, manifesting the new foundation, this new cycle, this new chapter for us. And it's going to feel very conflicting, very overwhelming. We're going to feel very dramatic, very, very emotional, very overwhelmed in our mental plane. Again, please do not act out. Please just ride the wave. It is temporary. We have some adjustments to do. We have to recognize the fact that we are now resetting our vision, our heart space, our life force energy, and we have to choose. This is the choice point that I've been talking about. This is the timeline jump. This is the storyline. Our lives are changing whether you like it or not. We have the choice. Are we going to let our egos lead, or are we going to let our souls lead? Egos are going to lead us in building a foundation of vibration, of frequency, of fear-based energies, repeating the past patterns and behaviors of our old pain and trauma and suffering. While the soul, if we allow the soul to lead, is going to create the new earth that we've been talking about, the 5D energy of love and oneness and unity and acceptance, soul purpose, soul meaning, soul led. It's up to us with this inner conflict, who it is, what part of ourselves we're going to allow to lead us into building these new foundations, this new reality that we're about to live in. We end the day off with the moon sextiling the true node. This is a beautiful energy, especially with the moon in brave, courageous, bold, heart-led, passion-led Leo. This moon sextiling with the true node is going to show us where it is that we are choosing to let either our ego or our soul lead. Now, the ego is very much the shadow part of the Leo energy. The soul is very much the light part of Leo energy. We had this particular choice point on what part of us we're going to allow lead us into this next chapter. And this is the time where we have to think about the future. Again, true node trying to ask us what it is we want for ourselves, the path that we need to walk in order to actually end up to our destiny point. We have to think about the future. We have to bring it into our mental plane, bring it into our heart space, and recognize where it is that we're either going to choose to stay in revolvement, I guess, with the ego leading, or evolvement, letting the spirit lead. This is going to be a huge jolt of energy. We are going to make a choice point. We are going to feel a huge, overwhelming sense of growth, of celebration, of meaning, of purpose. So we have to be very careful with what it is that we allow our mental plane to fixate on throughout the day. Because again, Mercury's in Capricorn. We're in accelerated manifestation state. We have the solstice energy resetting us, this Capricorn energy asking us what it is we want to build, what it is we want to create. And of course, this inner conflict of our ego trying to fight for power and our spirit trying to fight for power. And who are we going to choose to let us lead into the next cycle?